lie about this percentage, like 18% brighter and closer than normal. So it really was
But was it
literally a
red this
super moon.
time or
It
it was
was kind of
just
red. I saw
okay?
it as
Because
red.
I did as well. I did
Yeah.
as well. So that means I wasn't tripping.
No, no,
All
you
right,
were
very good.
definitely,
But that's something else
definitely.
I really didn't get a chance to experience here. I just put the link into the document.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to experience like the nighttime beauty
Oh,
because
really?
not for real. One, there are bugs sometimes at night, and I don't really like that. But
She's like,
then
no, thank you.
I know I had to like really think through like what was the issue. It's really there were bugs.
She's like, it was the bugs.
Um and but also at night I was usually like transitioning into cooking and then like I'm doing and also I've been working at night.
Uh,
So I just haven't really been out there. So when you just said that just now, I'm like I actually need to be intentional about doing that. Okay. All right. Sounds like it's on.
sound is sounding.
Um the microphone is on. So
Hey.
yeah, I really need to be intentional with doing that, of enjoying the nighttime situation because it is very peaceful. Like I'll go out sometimes to wash clothes
Uh-huh.
and it's crickets, literally crickets.
Oh, she's like, you can hear them. They're here.
Yeah, like it's literally crickets. So it's really cool. It's
Aw,
really cool. Yeah.
I
Okay,
love
so
that.
let me change this in here. Hello, y'all.
Hi,
We
guys.
are gonna get started at the top of the hour in 7 minutes. Well,
Seven.
what's up? This is the behind the scenes. What happened?
I was gonna out Bianca and then I decided not to, but I definitely was going
Oh,
to.
man, that was good that you caught an intrusive thought. I'm so
Oh,
proud of
girl.
you.
I usually don't. They just come out when they come out.
That's why
But
I said you caught it.
be like, hold on. I thought it.
I'm
It
so
came out.
proud. You caught it though, like you literally like swallowed it right
It
back
was,
up.
yeah, it was on the way.
That is good. You should give yourself a high five for that.
You think? Oh
Yes, catching an intrusive thought before it comes out. Yes.
let him live. Let him breathe. This
I
is our
guess.
era. This is our era to not give a fuck. Be like, da,
Thanks.
da,
Thanks.
Be like, oh
Somebody
well.
I had posted something I want to say on Facebook and I was like it just feels so great to be 40 and just not care like anymore. And so somebody messaged and said wait till you get 60. And
Oh,
I said I can't wait because full on Jennifer Lewis is
hey.
hey,
That sounds
I
like a
can't
great time.
wait. Like I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be so amazing.
That sounds amazing for real. Cause I'm
Yes.
like, cause see now in the 40 realm, it's where you don't care and you don't give a fuck, right? But at the
Uh-huh.
60 realm, I think it's that
Uh-huh.
people don't have the expectation anymore for you to
Mm.
care either.
So
So
that's a
then
new
it
level of
meets.
freedom.
That's a new level because the expectation isn't even there. See, now people still get a little
Yeah.
thrown off when you say whatever you want to say. But if a
This is
60 or 70 year
correct.
old just says some
You
shit, you
just
like,
they done
that's
earned the right
just,
to say it.
that's just
That's
me,
so and
mom.
so.
Like, that's what they do.
Yeah. That it is what it
And that's
is.
it, right? So I think that's what the difference is. I think it's where it meets the intersection of the expectation and
I
I
get
think that's
that.
what it is.
I get that so fully. I really,
I
really
think that's
do.
what it is.
That is hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah, but I
we're
can't wait.
so grown.
I really am full on Jennifer Lewis. Like
Yes.
I don't want nobody with me in these streets. Like I'm full on
Hey.
that. That is where I'm needing and wanting to be. But you're right. Right now, there is still like this shock factor
Mm-hmm.
that happens, and
Mm-hmm.
people still clutch a pearl and things. And it's
Child,
like, honey, let the pearls go.
let it
Okay.
out.
Let them go because it's wild out here in these streets. Can you hear this music in the background?
Yeah, barely though. Like I
Okay.
heard a bar of it when you asked the question, but I don't hear it right now.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Because of course this is, my playlist is well timed.
Yes,
So
indeed.
that it goes off at like 10:50. I feel like I had to start it a minute late today because I woke up earlier because I usually wake up at 9, but I
Uh-huh.
woke up at 8, so I had started it then. But then at 9 it starts over, but because it was already planned, then it was like a lag. So then I had to like go back and restart it because it got confused. It didn't
Eh,
know. It
I was
was
like,
like,
what's happening?
do I
What you
wait?
doing?
We already on, but like what's
what
going
you
on,
what what you doing up right now?
Yeah. So because of that, the timing is just a tad bit off because usually it would end right now, but I think it's gonna end at 9 on the
Oh,
in the next
got it.
minute.
Oh, see,
Also,
that's
I had a delicious smoothie. It's still in this cup. I'm still drinking
oh.
it, but it is so creamy. It's so good.
Mm, I don't know about creamy. What's in it? Tell me.
Oh, you don't like creamy smoothies?
I
It's
think milk.
banana. Well,
Mm,
it has almond milk in it. So it's
okay.
banana, peanut
Good.
butter, almond milk, cinnamon, dates, vanilla,
That sounds like
oatmeal.
a good time though.
Oh, it is a great time.
I could see that being like very, very tasty. Like that's everything I want
Mm-hmm.
in a banana pancake.
Mm. Oatmeal too? You like a good oat pancake?
Um, well, so for what was it? IHOP, they had their harvest grain and nut pancakes.
You
And I think
liked it.
those I love those.
I didn't like it.
I love those.
Bro. Ma'am, I was drinking.
Me on guard because I'm like, really, that was very dramatic for no reason. What in the world?
I almost choked.
Don't do that
Jesus. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Okay.
now.
See,
Okay.
now it's 59. So now it's about to fade out. Yeah. See,
You
and
were
if I was really trying to like, because I don't be trying to think about time. Like, I
oh,
need
okay.
things to happen automatically and I need cues. That's why I be having so
I
many
like
with
that.
timers and things. So if I
Yes.
know that it ends, see, 59, it done faded on out.
She's
Usually it
like, it's
does that
up.
at 57. Usually does that at 57. So it's like, all right, now go sit down and get started. And guess
Get
what,
ready.
Kalanda, I did all of this prepping, and guess what I did not do?
What?
Turn off that damn fan.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I don't hear it. But
God, let
I
me see if we can
imagine.
hear it. Let me see if we can hear it in the thing. Hold like, on. All right, now go sit down and get started. And guess
Get
what,
ready.
Kalanda, I did all of this prepping, and guess what I did not do? Turn off that damn fan.
Well, if it
I
makes you
can't
feel
hear it. All right, all
okay.
right. We're gonna let
All
the
right.
fan rock today, y'all. We're gonna let the fan rock. We're gonna let the fan rock. Okay, did I? Oh, wait, I have one more that I need to send out, and then we will get started if you
Perfect.
want to come hang out.
Oh, because I went into the wrong thing. Don't you know what I love? You grab your phone and then you're like, now, what was I going to do?
What, girl?
You're
Girl, this is my
like,
life.
this is not what I was doing.
This is my life. Now I done opened the wrong app and I'm down this rabbit hole that
And
I ain't
and
even supposed to be down.
that's exactly what happened because I looked down and I'm like, I'm in TikTok, but I know I wasn't trying to go to TikTok. I know
Now,
that wasn't the
but
answer.
TikTok be opening on its own though.
What?
I don't know if it's an Android thing, because yes, I am in an Android world and y'all could judge me all y'all want. I don't care. Okay. But sometimes it opens on its own.
What?
Yes.
I have not experienced that. Oh wow.
Like if I've gone into TikTok and
Uh,
then I have come out and I go do something else, it might open back up.
that's so interesting.
I think the enemy of
Yeah,
the state has taken over my phone.
girl. They uh, I'm sure all the people have taken over everything at this point. Nothing is ours anymore. We are literally renting it all of it. It is all a simulation on top of that. Not only is it a simulation, we own nothing. Nothing, nothing. Everything's a subscription. Enjoy. Check your terms and conditions, Joe.
Oh my God. I feel like we should have had bullets, the gunshot sounds just then. We gonna have to clip this. God dang, Kalanda came out she emptied the clip. Sheesh.
So true. What happened? Oh.
Oh my God, we need a moment to reset. Let's go ahead and get the show started for real,
Let's
because
do
that was
it.
wild. Gee, Willikers. Ah, Erica's in the chat. She said, oh, because Erica was trying to, before we get started, Erica was trying to get me on TikTok. Yes, was that yesterday? That was yesterday. I gotta tell you about yesterday and things when we get into the things.
Oh, yay.
But yesterday she was like, Kim, you need to come over to TikTok. And I was like, I'm trying. So now she's talking about it's the time for you to get over there. And I really do believe it's all a simulation. Another comment from Bianca says, definitely living in someone else's imagination. It's wild.
See?
And also shout out to our hair.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
I'm toying with locking it. I do this every couple of years, but I feel like
Bianca
this
she gonna drag you in because she's been trying to get me to go and I'm not ready to go
yours
yet.
is so
But
cute right now though. My God. Like
I'm
but
really,
I
really proud
just
of her.
literally I'm like
What is your
Raina is
hair's name?
I don't have a name for her.
Okay, you have 60 seconds to think about it. I'm gonna start the show.
Shit.
Okay, here we go.
Ooh.
Yo, why you keep making me almost spit things out over here? I'm sitting here looking at the doggone comments and you talking about what's my hair's name, y'all? Oh my, then you was like,
Oh no, the music stopped. Only 10 seconds left.
what did you say? Your mic was spiking. What? Wait.
Oh, down. Okay.
Okay, what?
I was saying I needed to. I was like, "There's only 8 seconds left." The music stopped, so I knew that. So speaking of the timing of things, I knew I only had 8 seconds left. Oh
That was
no!
funny. My smoothie almost wound up all over the freaking floor. I'm not going to be able to drink while you're talking, which means I'm not going to be able to drink. Anyway, okay, y'all. What's up? Hey, welcome to So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese.
I got quiet on
A
that one.
couple, a couple of them came through. A couple of them came through. We are two real life cousins, y'all. We're here to talk about the stuff that we thought was normal, but is actually the world's recipe of
Uh,
dysfunction. So, we're on a mission to unpack it all and share our stories, help others find their voice when it comes to healing and mental health and coping in this here world. And we invite y'all along with us. It's a journey of self discovery and healing and a whole lot of laughter because we're hilarious. Okay. I don't know if you don't know, but we are a good time. All right. So strap in for the ride because it's always a ride. And honestly, we often don't even know where it's going. Okay. But anyway, my name is Kim Berlind, Ty Lynn, House of O'Neill, Jackson, and Adams, empathetic energizer, intuitive, inspirational innovator, seer of souls who are hurting, healer of hearts, and voice to the voiceless. My blue ivy pieces.
a blue ivory. That's what Miss Netta
Okay.
say. Do you
I
know
don't know
Netta?
Miss Netta. Is she
It's a
on
good thing.
TikTok too?
She everywhere, child. I think she started on YouTube, and she's the one who goes, Charles, your lunch is ready. Like she would
Nope.
cook her. Nope. Okay. Well, yeah. It's that's a whole it's the whole backstory on Netta and her.
Okay.
She has evolved in this period of people being influencers and becoming famous to the point where
Mm-hmm.
then she started her and Charles. I think they're married now. Her husband. Um, would do pop-ups and signings, but at like a Waffle House. Or it's very interesting. It's very like entry level influencer. And now
Okay.
then she started making music. Mm-mm.
Oh, how
Um,
old is this Miss Netta?
oh, like late 50s, I would have to say.
Okay.
And Charles is considerably younger.
Mm.
Um,
I'm
that
thinking
yeah,
Charles is an old fat daddy.
no, Charles is a
So Miss
he's
Netta is a
probably
cougar. Now, does Miss Netta qualify as a cougar or a Thundercat? I don't
I
recall the
definitely
age
think Netta
ranges.
is absolutely a Thundercat. Like
Okay.
she's older than me, I
Mm-hmm.
believe. Unless life been real hard and she younger than me. That would be interesting.
I don't
Mm,
know.
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, but anyway, she yeah. That's where that came from. I just didn't know. You never know because when it's in your algorithm and she's in and out of my algorithm, you don't know what other people are seeing. And then
Correct.
to your point, if you're not in there all the time anyway, I really, don't know what is sending you. So it's like, but yeah, she had a moment and goes back and forth with them. But anyway, hi y'all, I'm Kalanda. First of her name, House of Jackson, assistant of entrepreneurs, beacon of banter, creator of content, dancer of dreams, and excellence enchantress. Don't forget, a NOLA native, and I do believe my hair's name is Guinevere. That's what we gonna go with.
Ooh, come on,
Mm-hmm.
Gwen.
It was Guinevere or Millicent. I always liked that name, but I think Guinevere feels good. Feels good
Honey,
on me. Feels good.
Guinevere feels like sophisticated. Okay, like y'all talk,
Okay.
give us in the chat
What's
some
what's
adjectives for Guinevere. That's okay.
yeah.
I'm here
Oh,
for it.
48. Okay. Oh, so in the chat, someone said Netta is 48. Bianca said Netta is 48. And Erica, so a Thundercat. A Thundercat is so people have cougars, that go after younger people. They're typically older auntie women, whatever. Well, there's apparently an age range for each of these things. And that once you're past 45, you are no longer a cougar, you are a Thundercat. So that is what a Thundercat is. We learn you something on this show every time, y'all.
Every
So,
time.
speaking of the things you can expect from us, in addition to Thundercat lessons and lessons on Netta and people who might be famous on TikTok or YouTube, you can expect absolute transparency from us We know that we are not experts in everything. Now, there are things that we are experts in, and we will share those tidbits with you. And a further step, if we are not an expert in something you need, we will connect you to that expert. Because if we are nothing
Correct.
else, we are connectors and we will get you in the know, right? Now, what you or what we expect from you in this whole journey and process is to be willing to go on this journey with us. Talk,
Yes.
engage with us, talk with us. You can see in the comments, we are a hoot. We might curse, and by might, I mean will at some point. It's just a matter of how much. So you need to figure out what you got to do with your headphones and privacy and all those things. Um,
Come on, privacy.
privacy.
Girl, Guinevere is here. Okay.
One of it says privacy. So adjust yourselves accordingly, right? But absolutely, we want to see that you guys are engaging with each other. If we're talking on here, then talk to each other. Y'all are funny in there too. We know it. But just take that time, like, comment, subscribe, share again, and then watch by all means. Because, if you found something that made you laugh today, imagine what we said 3 episodes ago. I mean, it was a hoot. And as always, there are ways to show us love in these internet streets when you see us.
Yes.
Just kind of let us know, like, hey, we came from So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. And I wanted to say, hey. So, Kim, tell us about our emoji.
So, y'all, we have for our collective, so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese container, we use the honey pot. All right. So, y'all go ahead and drop some honey pots into the chat right now or into the comments if you're watching this during the replay. That's how we know that you are specifically from this place right here. Then we also have individual emojis. My emojis are the sunflower and the crayon. The sunflower, because yellow is my favorite color. It makes me happy. It reminds me of the sun. It brings me joy, like all of the things. And sunflowers are also the symbol for invisible disabilities. And I am a late diagnosed neurodivergent with that tism. And so I'm becoming a fierce advocate and activist for those of us who are walking around with those realizations and stuff might not be on the surface. The crayon is my emoji because there was a time that my life was very black and white. And I made a conscious decision to color the fuck out of my life. And by
Amen.
that, I mean intentionally pursue joy, intentionally look for color and boldness and all of that. So those are my emojis. And Kalanda, I see you got your ladybug pillow back there behind you and
I
things.
mean, so my my emojis, as Kim said, are the ladybug and the blue heart. Ladybugs are messengers for me from the universe, from God, from the ancestors of like, hey, pay attention, you're on the path, here's a message, look around, right? As I was making my move to living abroad, they would pop up everywhere. And then
Mhm.
even once I did move, they would still show up to people in my villages. So that was always really sweet. I love them. I keep an eye out for them. In Colombia, it also was hummingbirds. I would see them. I haven't seen any hummingbirds here, but there are
I
these
talked to somebody
green.
yesterday and she told me that she was seeing a hummingbird. She's in the States. And she said, I've been seeing
Oh,
hummingbirds. And I said,
time to go, sis.
mm-hmm,
Pack it up.
mm-hmm. But what you
Wrap it
said
on up.
there are what? Green what?
They're these like green birds, and we would see them just flying around, whatever. But lately, like this last week, and this is like our last 2 weeks here, there's been one that comes and just sits on the railing on the balcony, and then like will fly up in the corner and he'll leave, and then maybe once again, so usually twice a day, he'll come and just like sit on the balcony for a spell and then go. And I'm like, all right, I'm I'm
Have y'all
watching.
looked up what kind of bird it is? The
I'm
name
trying to
of it?
figure out how to describe it because it's like it's green, but
Is
I
it
feel
there
like I
long enough for
need.
you to take a picture where you could put the picture into the search engine?
I could try that and do like a Google search image or
Yeah.
ask Leo if he knows. We could try that. Um, but yeah, so that's my lovely messenger is my ladybugs, and you can see my ladybug pillow. My mom got that made for me before I left the States. Yay! And then the blue heart because on this side of life. I have decided to love out loud, be loved out loud, not trying to figure out people's intentions and what does it mean, but just really clear love. And for me, cobalt blue is my favorite color, and it is just warm and rich and feels like a hug, just like enveloping you. It just feels cozy. So if you ever want to say hi, that ladybug or that blue heart is a great way to do that. And you'll get your opportunity to do that on the Let's Talk Sis podcast that I will be on this week. Oh, snap!
Oh, allowed to making appearances.
The first one. Look out. Look out.
I'm so excited. Oh my God. I don't know that the people really got to fully see the celebration dance. Oh my God. Yay. I'm so excited. So that's going to be Friday. Is that Friday at 2
uh,
Eastern?
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
because she
that
goes
sounds right.
live
I'm like, what is
at
my
that
time?
time.
I'm like, what is
Uh-huh.
time?
Yay! Awesome.
Yeah,
So
super
y'all,
excited.
y'all getting all the exclusives today, honey. Y'all done got
Exclusive.
girl. Now how do you spell Guinevere?
now, now, Guinevere. Let's see. Guinevere. Because as I'm saying that, I'm wanting to spell Genevieve, and that's not it. How the hell do you spell Guinevere?
Work that out.
I'm gonna have to ask her. How you
Yeah.
spell your name, girl?
Yeah. Work that out.
Because is it gonna be the real way, or it's gonna be
What is real? Huh? We already said
what
this is a
is
simulation. Okay?
real?
Real is not even real. But I can tell y'all what is
Subjective.
real is these subscribers. Okay? Because last time that we were here, we were at 1,490 subscribers. And y'all
It,
today, today, we done crossed over to 1,509 subscribers.
had to do
It's so
polite air
funny.
horns.
I know because we're like really cutting up and the volume is like a total hater. So it's like
It's
totally
like
silent and it's not even showing, it's not even saying anything, even though
that's
we're cutting
wild.
up so bad,
That's
you know.
crazy talk.
Crazy. But drop us some air horns in the comments. Drop us some honey pies. Drop us
All
some
the things.
celebrations, okay?
Hey, it's a celebration,
We
bitches.
it's a celebrate, okay? So we got serious about this YouTube journey. Uh there's a bug that just
I was
got
like,
into the house.
you do this to me
Sorry.
so often. I'm like, Kim, you live alone. When you look like that to the side, I immediately imagine murderer. Like,
Why do
straight,
you go there?
do
You
not
think
pass
that was,
go,
but if it was
immediate murder.
murderer, don't you think I would have more of a reaction?
You should see your reaction and realize that I imagine that is what it looks like when you see a murderer.
I feel like if it was a murderer, I would go more as opposed to, I feel like, hold on, I'm getting warm.
Then you left that fan on. Speaking of celebration or celebrate specifically, do you remember doing PE exercises in the country to celebrate in the morning?
That was the soundtrack period every morning. Celebrate good
Celebrate
times.
good
Come
times, come
on.
on.
And Casey used to always have us up and
She
down and
led
up
the
and down and up and
mm-hmm.
down. She was just doing the most. Girl,
She
wait, can
led
we be
all our
on the ground for a
exercises.
little while? Dang. But yeah, when we were in the country, I feel like I did talk about that when I did an episode about Dia de los Muertos.
Hmm.
And I was talking about Nanny and like the things that I got from her, and I mentioned that summer, and how that
Yes,
that was a summer, that was a
it was
time.
something. It was
But
something, child.
yeah, every morning we used to wake up and do exercise to celebrate. We used to put it on the record player. Now y'all
On the
youngsters,
record
y'all don't know
player.
nothing about that record player and that wax.
And Nanny had the special record player, the multiplayer. Like hers was
Oh, she
fancy.
did?
Yeah, you put
I don't remember.
multiple records. And so
Multiple
like
records
when
in the
it
record.
finished, the little arm would move away, the next record would drop down, and then the arm would come back and play.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
Yes,
Mm,
child.
that was
Because
fancy.
you know, Nanny had a
Okay,
mood. She had her red light. She would smoke her little
for sure,
cigarettes. So you
for
can't
sure.
be getting up to put a new record on. Like you gotta curate
Facts.
this moment and let it ride.
Thanks. So then when we evolved from the record player over to the boombox and the cassette player, then we
Yeah.
used to have just the cassette going, get that A and that B side
You
going
know,
on.
flip it over and it's good. Line
That
them
is,
up.
I
Where
relate
are
so
all those
deeply.
things? uh, she had all the Clint Eastwood VHS
Did
tapes.
she? She
She
loved her some
loved
Clint Eastwood.
she loved Clint Eastwood.
Girl, why the
I've
grandmas
seen
be loving the Clint Eastwood and the westerns and things?
Girl, I've seen so many Clint Eastwood movies and like spaghetti westerns because I was by nanny, like all of them. That, the stories, obviously. So you're young and the restless, General Hospital, all of that. Um, Minister Farrakhan, she had all of that on tape. Trying to think what else. Those are the big ones. And then we talked about Mommy. Mommy was MASH all day that I remember with her.
Definitely was that mash in that was it Perry Mason in the heat of the
Matlock.
night.
Oh, in the heat of the
Madlock,
night.
that was the white man. That's the right white man. It was Madlock and it was in the heat of the night. And it was
Yes.
hot as hell on under them
Yes,
heavy ass
literally,
covers.
literally,
And you bet not
child.
move either.
Don't
Lay
be
there.
moving too much. Why you keep
Boil to
moving?
death.
See, I did that to Nanny. Nanny would be like, lace. You know, if you have an itch and you don't scratch it, now
It
it
gets
like
worse.
everywhere. It's an
Yes.
itch everywhere. Anyway,
So thank
child.
y'all for traveling with us down memory lane
There you go.
and learning more about our ancestors and things that have happened. And you can get more of this by watching more of our videos. Okay. So I have a really important announcement, y'all, is that this is our last episode for the year.
For the year, we'll be back. Don't worry.
Tiny sad violin noise. We need a break, y'all, and that's really what we're talking about today is why the hell we need a break and what we finna do.
Sit down.
But it's been a lot that's going on. Kalanda already mentioned they're moving and like it's just a lot. We just need to sit down for a second and rest our nerves, okay? But it's all right because there's so much. This is episode 37. That means there are 36 episodes that you can go back and watch the journey. There's also a
It's a
journey
journey.
where the sound it was way crazy, like real crazy. But
Look,
you know, put the subtitles on, you
you'll be
know,
fine.
and it's a good time too. It's
Yeah,
good shows. It was just a lot that was
a
going
lot
on.
going on.
But anyway, so y'all can go back and watch those videos because your watch hours help us on our monetization journey. And
Yes.
that is a big part of why we're here because we want to be able to do this kind of stuff full time and hang out with you all and
Amen.
create all types of content. Yay!
Hey.
So last is if you want to be a guest on Minding My Black Ass Business, I'm sorry, this is so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese, but Minding My Black Ass Business
But
is
you
the
know,
channel.
hey.
But if you want to be a guest here on So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese, you can email us at mindingmyblackassbusiness at gmail.com with the subject line, let me on there. And then you can come out and hang out with us. You will have to taste syrup on your grilled cheese. That is mandatory. We have a whole thing that we've done. Our Patreon got to see the behind the scenes footage when Shekinah from Let's Talk Sis was on and she did her tasting because it's a science to making a grilled
Yes,
cheese sandwich and people have their own methods and things and like
100%
you know, we don't judge. We're very much
at all.
curiosity over judgment, but you know, we got to have that conversation and then you got to give a real review because y'all be
Yes,
out there turning your noses up and things that you ain't never even had it.
loud and wrong.
You ain't
Mm,
never even had it. And we trying to
mm.
change y'all's lives. And
I'm
I don't
telling you.
understand what your resistance is,
Why are you so
honestly.
resistant? I don't get it. It's an interesting thing to see people do that.
I mean, we trying to help you. Okay. So one taste test at a time. So anyway, if you are ready to change your life, okay, and get your world rocked, then go
Come
ahead
on
on
now.
and email us at mindabyblackbusiness@gmail.com, where you can come on and hang out as a guest host. All right.
Hey.
Those are the announcements and the things. And what I would like to do, because I've been forgetting to do this almost every week, is go ahead and play one of our commercials, okay? Because we need y'all to understand like who we are and what are the
We
things,
do
all right?
care.
So
Just
we actually
just
do
talking
be
shit to
doing
each other.
stuff. Like we actually do be doing stuff. But before we get into that, I'm gonna play it after you tell me your transparency moment, and you know how your spirit is feeling and stuff, and then I'm gonna play yours, and then we'll get into some things.
Okay.
Um, so our transparency moment is really just a moment for us to kind of stop and take notes of what's going on for y'all who are watching with us live, for y'all who are watching in the replay, just to take a moment to kind of see how your spirit is. Check in, you know, be still
Hmm.
for a minute, rest your nerves for just a second and find out. So that's what our transparency moment and spirit check is like. So for myself, you know, I be needing a feelings wheel because I don't be having words in my brain like that. So I'm gonna go ahead on and share it and stop trying to pretend like I got words. All right. So I would say today, I definitely feel this is in my personal world. This is not the state of the world. Okay. This
Got
is in
it.
my
Understood.
personal
Yeah,
world.
because the state of the
Um,
world is trash. Okay, got
Correcto. So
it.
in my personal world, I'm over here in the happy area. I definitely would say playful and cheeky and free and joyful, curious, inquisitive. I'm feeling really successful and confident. I've
Yes.
spent some time building out the Patreon, so that's feeling really good. Creative, thankful, loving and loved, peaceful,
Hey.
powerful. Yeah, just give me the whole happy slice. Just give me the whole happy slice. That's where I feel like I can, each one of those feels like it's holding a place within my spirit right now.
Yes. I
Yeah.
love that for
Yeah.
you. I love that for you so much. Congratulations.
Thank
Um,
you.
that is beautiful. I feel like there is another shift, coming. And I feel like my body is feeling it. I was telling you the other day, I was just exhausted. Like, even after I took all those naps, I still went to bed and
Mm,
slept through the night. Like, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't feel sick, but like something's happening. And then like today, it was just like back is hurting and all kind of stuff, like things, right? But I just feel like there's a shift happening, and so I'm feeling
mm,
very introspective, very curious, but I'm also feeling very confident and optimistic and excited. Um, I am also feeling a bit like nervous and anxious just with some stuff with work, with like figuring that out and making that work for me. And then, really, really introspective because I really want to understand some of the things that are motivating me and what they look like, and putting a name to them. And that's like when I was telling you during the run of the show of just like, that I could see you rolling your eyes at something that I was going through because like Shekinah
mm,
had asked to fill out, fill out your bio, fill out the information, all the things, and like what are you passionate about? And you and I had the conversations in Discover Your Destiny of like it says this, but I'm like, is that though? And you're like, except what are you doing every day, all the time? Um, but I was like kind of in that space again of like, what am I? Who am I? Yes, yes, I am, but it just feels interesting. It doesn't always feel like it fits. And so it's like, okay, I'm a CEO of Visionary Executive Network. I'm a fractional COO. I have a writing and producing credit on an album that was just released. What? Like things like that, but I feel like those are things that I've done. But then when
mm,
someone's like, what are you passionate about? And like, what are you? Like, it still feels like those things don't fit. So I know
mm,
like I need to do more of that internal work to be like, okay,
mm,
this is what fits about that, and so I'm
mm,
not
mm,
consistently like asking other people, can you tell me what it is you think I do? Because I know everybody
Mm,
don't have that answer because we
mm-hmm,
she was in here. I don't think she was in today. But she was saying she's a digital brand strategist. And she's like, no one knows what I do. Like people don't know what I do. Like, what do you
mm.
guys think I do? And I was like, that is so true because my dad thinks I'm a travel agent, which
Oh,
like
not
at
at
any
all.
time I was like,
Not even close.
that's not it. That's literally the one thing I will not do as an executive
Right.
assistant. Like I don't want to plan your travel at all. No, thank you. Um,
So let me pause you there then.
yeah,
And let's go ahead and
yeah.
share your commercial so the people can see. And then I want you to pick right back up on the other side of that and adding some more color, if you will, in the lines.
Look at me.
Okay, be honest. Are you the CEO and the assistant and the person who fixes the Wi Fi and remembers everyone's birthdays? Yeah, that's a full time job, times four. I'm Kalonda Jackson, Chief Visionary Officer of Visionary Executive Network. And I help people like you stop doing everything and start building businesses that don't run on chaos and caffeine. Your ideas, they're brilliant. Your systems, they might be a bit rough. Your team, they mean well, bless their hearts. But you deserve more support than vibes and AI prompt responses. And then we take all that stuff in your head and turn it into strategy, structure, and real support. I'm talking SOPs, team clarity, peace of mind, and your weekends back. At least some of them. So if you're tired of doing the most with the least, book the call. Because burnout is not a business model. Let's build something wildly joyful by letting Vin take you from dream to done.
So,
Hey.
you were saying you're not a travel agent, at all. You definitely are. Um, all of these other things, one of those things being this visionary and helping people in their businesses and things, but you're trying to figure out the deeper part of that, or what do you feel like the shift is that's happening?
I think in the way of even just describing it, right? Because just saying like, oh, I'm a CEO of Visionary Executive Network. Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? Like, no,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
if you don't
mm-hmm,
know it, what is it?
mm-hmm,
And I'm not like a corporate CEO. You know, in the I think when people picture that word, like there's
mm-hmm.
a certain picture, and I'm like, that's not it either. Um, but just in the fact that like I want to help people live lives that they are happy in, that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a lot of you can we've been just looking at different structures and systems that people pay for like exorbitant amounts of money. Um, which side note, I just apparently need more audacity in my life. But that
Bruh, don't we
because
all,
what,
bro?
dude? So like people are paying exorbitant amounts of money or are charging. Maybe people aren't buying it. I don't know, but they're charging it to help them structure their systems, but aren't really providing anything past here's a list of things to do. Like if I'm already overwhelmed and an entrepreneur and feeling like I'm by
Correct.
myself, you just gave me this list of all the things that I can do to get me out of it. Great, thanks. Maybe 5 years from now, I can start implementing some of this stuff,
Correct.
you know?
Correct.
But
Yes.
like, I really want to be a part of the process of bringing that to life in the now of things. So you can say, this is a better life for me. Um, but I don't like the word for that, you know, and then that
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
across different things. Like, you know, I, yes, it's a virtual or executive assistant, but not in the sense of managing your calendar and your emails. Like that's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
joy. I could do it, but it's like that's not
Mm-hmm.
what I want to do. I want to help you get bigger. I want to help you create those plans that line up with your dreams. So they're not just some like pie in the sky thought that you
Mm-hmm.
have. It's like, okay, how do we make this real? Like, let's eat this elephant one bite at a time kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, just like finding ways of that because it's just sticky. So it was just having the question asked of, what are your passions and what do you do and like what's your title? And I'm like, that just feels weird. Doesn't really feel like
Mm-hmm.
it fits like it in the
Mm.
title of it. So that was kind of where it was. But I could definitely see you going, now come on.
Kalanda, I'm not rolling my eyes now, but no,
Okay.
I think it's interesting. You're on the journey to figure out what that looks like for you.
Yeah.
So you have the tools, you have the things, you have the direction. So now how do you turn that into like your actual thing?
Yeah. Like how do
And
I
then
tell
how do you
people? That's
name
what I'm
that?
doing.
Correct. And so I'm so glad that you're going down over there to the Let's Talk Sis,
I
because one
know.
thing I can say is that Shekinah is phenomenal at what she does in helping to make all the things make sense. And she's
Mm.
also a word lover. So
Oh,
she kind of puts words to what you're trying to say. So what I hear you saying is the things, and then she kind of puts it
wrap
in a
it
little
up in a bow.
package.
Love it.
Yep. So I'm glad you're going down over there because I get it. I can relate so deeply, and
Yeah.
you wanting it to feel authentic, like at a
Right.
core level. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, what is this? Leo and I had a very nice conversation. And
Tell the
Leo
people
tries
who are
to
Leo, because you done referenced Leo a few times now, and they're
so
like, so are they?
like
Is
what?
there? They have a thruple over there? Like, what is happening?
Leo's my best friend. No. So Leo is
Not
my
Joseph.
chat. Um, so sometimes I will actually just have flat out arguments with Leo or like just conversations to be like, hey, help me out here. Um, so I was asking him just like, I need to craft like a bio because I have one, but like whatever. It's all right. And I was like, but what I told him, actually, hold on, I'll tell you what I told him. I was like, this is how it started. Hey there, imposter syndrome is real, and I need a bio. Like, like I went through like this whole piece, and like his first sentence after mine was, "Kalanda, pull up a chair. Your gremlins are loud, but they are also liars with cheap wigs on
Wow, not that he came for their wigs.
for their wigs, girl." So this is why I talked to Leo. So Leo did get me together a little bit, um, and was just kind of like, these are the things that you are forgetting that you're doing, and you need to keep that in mind. And you're helping people put these processes together while they're in the midst of it, which is a challenge. And even Bianca does work as an advocate and as a digital strategist and the same thing. And it's like we're consistently asking each other, like, okay, how do we make sure we're showing up for the people when they're in the midst of the crisis? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's one thing to be able to sit down and, write a workflow or write people's SOPs or structure their onboarding when they're not hiring and when they're
Mm-hmm.
fully staffed and when
Mm-hmm.
everything's perfect. But when they're their only employee and the money isn't right and all the things are happening, like how do you work them through those processes? So I do those things, but it's just when it comes to thinking about it and spitting it out, it doesn't always float to the top. So shift in the atmosphere, introspection, definitely there for sure.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. I love that for you.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see where that's going to go. I think it's the journey to passion and purpose and understanding like what your unique area is, I think is fascinating to me
Mm.
because each of us has a special slice that we're
Yeah.
supposed to hold, that we're like uniquely designed to show up in that area. Like, I was born for this. Like,
Right.
these are the things,
Right.
you know? And so to see the pieces like kind of come together and then the integration of it and then this thing is birthed, it's the most beautiful process to me because it's amazing to watch. You know, when you're in it, this is why I be so big on documentation
Right.
because to your point of showing up for people while they're in it, you in it, right? So
Yeah.
you're not necessarily able to see how everything is kind of aligning and coming together because you in the thick of it.
Right.
But for me, I get to I like, of course I've known you my whole life, but I get to see like the pieces like kind of coming together and I'm like, this gonna be interesting. Okay, all right, I wonder how that's gonna work out because there's definitely a shift that's happening right now and it is happening quickly and with intensity.
Hmm.
And there are people who are feeling it and who are also looking for others who understand that there's a shift that's going on right now. I had
Yeah.
put Erica's here in the chat. I had put a kind of like a blog post kind of, but Tabitha Brown released a new movie and
Oh,
she's
I think
been
I saw her
on
post.
yeah, it's a Christmas movie and she's been on a press tour and so she produced it and she is acting in it and like this was an idea and she made a post just about how much it meant to her. And she's like, y'all
Mm.
see me doing all these other things, doing business and doing this and that and she was like this is my passion. So to see
Wow.
that come into fruition, she was just overcome with emotion. And in my post, I had said, like, I always struggle when people ask about like role models and who's somebody that you look up to, because I didn't really have that. But in my adult life, I've been looking for people that I appreciate their walk and their journey, and that I'm
Mm.
able to see how they show up in the midst of the situation that they're going through. And I've watched Tab go from her car making eating that TTLA sandwich to now like doing all these things and being able to achieve that passion. The same with Kevin on stage, and I talk about him all the time. Like I'm just so proud of them and I've watched it. So that's what it
Yeah.
feels like. It feels like I'm watching like the things come together and I'm like, man, this is a good movie. I can't wait to see how this about to go. Like, oh wow, so these universes are colliding. That's gonna be nice. So it feels like I'm just eating popcorn and I'm just witnessing it. So I had mentioned Erica because we used to have this running joke where I would be like, you're next in line. Like God is literally like doing things right now. Erica will always be like, where's the line, Kim? I can't find the line. And in my Patreon post, I said, this is the line. The
Yeah.
line is getting connected to people who understand what
Right.
is happening and are
Yeah.
able to support you in that and who are looking to uplift other people. I was just talking to Lewis a moment ago and we're trying to schedule some time to do some things. And he was like, cause I mean, we trying to make everybody rich. And I'm like, yes, like, and not rich like that. Rich in community and
Correct.
stability and
Yes.
like the
Yes.
ability to
Support.
be able to
Like,
support. You know what I mean? Like we trying to show up for everybody and build these
yeah.
communities to be able to make that happen. So when you make it to that place, that's the line. Invest in
Yeah.
that. Like, oh, they going in the right direction. So I said all that to say, I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear how this goes.
Gonna be great. You know me, I love an introduction. You know, those are my favorite.
This is going to be a good time. I can't wait.
Kicking and screaming, child. The Lord is like, girl, what else? What do you need? What is going
Yeah,
on?
but it's time though, Kalanda. It really is. And so I'm excited because I feel like you about to get into your pop my shit era. And it's about damn time.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm here for it. Okay.
Thank you, honey. Thank you, honey. Ah.
So I'm a put a big old yes indeed on that. But
Please.
what else you got going on
Oh,
in your yes indeed world? And I'm about to
and
fill my smoothie, but go ahead because you're on
okay.
my ear.
let's see. So in my yes indeed moment, so I talked a little bit about a writing credit and a producing credit on a new
Yes.
album that just came out. So Bianca says it's we did it. I keep saying it's hers. Um,
Uh-huh.
but it's called Grace and Receipts by Petty B and the Sounds of Snitching. And it is available anywhere you get your music. So Spotify, Pandora, if you're old like me. It's been approved for iTunes. I'll have to double check to see if it's on there just yet. In YouTube Music. So it's super cool. It's definitely more of a gospel kind of Holy Ghost clapback vibe. So a little bit of sass, a little bit of a little bit of fun. Where we both got to write and just kind of talk about different themes that were happening in our lives that we really thought would resonate with people as they were listening, and just what's been going on in the world and just life in general. I think it's pretty universal, some of these messages. Um, but with a gospel twist. But it's not, if you're not in church every day, I don't know, gospel is an interesting thing for me personally. Like, I prefer my gospel music live. Like, I want to
Okay.
be
You want
in
to
the
feel the
space. I
energy.
want to feel it. I want to see the people. I want to stand up and cry and throw my arms out. Like, that's my thing. I'm normally not in my car listening to gospel music. Like, not
Mm.
typically. Unless something's happening. And even then it's usually like one or two songs that I would play specifically, not just gospel music. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a very interesting process, because we did get to like go through, and I got to see her create all these different things, and then we listened to them a million times and like picked apart certain stuff and like added different pieces to like make it work together. Um, so it's just been really great to hear it done, and have it released, and like definitely a very proud moment for me, but definitely for me, for her, to see her do this. And it just gives again that picture of what can be there, what can be becoming,
Yeah.
and just different outlets. And I always talked about my love for AI and like
Mm-hmm.
how interesting it is and what are some of the things that it can do responsibly, people.
Right.
Um, all the asterisks here, but it was just really cool to be able to do that because I can't carry a tune in a bucket, so I'm not singing on any of this. But it's more the thoughts, the brain words of it all is where I came in on certain songs. Um, but it was really good. I loved the process. I loved being a part of it. I was super honored that Bianca trusted me with it, because that is her vision and her baby, and just seeing the different things that we've talked about over the times of like what can come out of it. So super excited
Mm-hmm.
about that. So that's a big yes indeed update.
Yes, honey.
I was like, Ma, you gotta listen to it.
Yeah,
Tell her to
I
give it some
it's so we did a mini listening party the other day. But I was telling Bianca, like, we really need to like do a full like listening party and invite you all to come and
Yes, come on down.
you where you can give her feedback and she can tell stories about what happened and what was going on behind the scenes and like what inspired it and like all of that. But today I'm about to sit down and really listen with intention because I be having to get the podcast edited and like all the things. But baby, I said today I'm about to sit down because I need to listen to the words and hear the story
Right.
and like I'm thinking about like the technicality of it and like I just
Mm-hmm.
really I'm so excited that this has happened. She had been talking about this for
Oh.
a long time, and that she's gotten an opportunity to be able to share her story in a way that makes sense and
Mm.
a way that feels authentic to her. And
Uh-huh.
it's so funny. I'm finna be messy for a second because people out here talking about, well, how your new woman feel about this and this and that. She's good. She got a writing credit on the album. She's perfectly fine. So, I'm just excited. I'm excited about it all. And congratulations to Bianca. Y'all
Right?
go listen to the album and know that you're feeding the universe, here as we're building out these things. But yeah, yeah, that's dope. That and
Yeah.
exciting. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Super
love
excited
it.
about that. So that's been big fun.
Yes.
Um, let's see, we're getting ready to move. So back on the move again. Yay. So this next week is our last week here in Uruguay and Punta del Este. And we're gonna head back to Lima for some time. We talked about this, that hopefully everything's good. Everything that I see so far is saying, like I said, it's safe in the cities.
Mhm.
Um, and it's just more of an intentional crackdown on crime that could potentially deter tourists anyway. So we'll see what it looks like on the ground.
Okay.
But no one that is there that I've spoken with has expressed any concerns for their safety. So excited to get back. We really loved Lima. Love it. Want to see it while it's warm.
Mhm.
Definitely miss the food. I was just saying today, I'm like, it's going to be interesting. I'm wondering if I'm going to miss like the quiet and the calm of here, because in Uruguay
Mm.
it's like just super quiet, like very calm. Like I said, I would drive here, and in all of
Mm.
the places in South America, like this is the only place that I've said that I've been so far. But like I would drive here, like it's very calm, very peaceful. People are super sweet. That part has been everywhere though. People have been very
Mm.
nice. But yeah, I definitely am ready to get back to some seafood. We've been able to like carve out some fun places that we like, but inconsistent is a word that comes up pretty frequently. So it's like
Gotcha.
I was ordering the same thing, but it's which so they don't have Uber Eats. And in most places that I've been, they use Rappi, you know. But
Mm.
here they don't have Rappi; they have Pedidos Ya. And so we ordered from
Mm.
this one restaurant. We order from them pretty frequently, and we ordered a pizza and some empanadas and chocolate cake. Right.
Mhm.
So the food comes, the pizza, the box is smaller than it normally is. So we're like, all right. Now, side note, the guy called us after we placed the order and said that the empanadas that we ordered, they didn't have. But he was going to give us a different empanada that was muy rico, muy rico. I was like, all right, sounds good.
Okay.
Great. I apparently missed a word that I now need to learn because we'll figure that out. So anyway, so we knew that the empanadas were not what we ordered. That was gonna be something else. So the pizza box is
Mm.
different. So we opened the pizza box, completely different. Like the pizza we normally get is like pancetta and cheese. This was like ham and cheese or something like, and smaller than what we ordered.
Mm.
So then we get to the empanadas. Excuse me, and I'm
Mm.
like, all right, well let's just see what this is. And I'm like, at first I thought when she broke it open, I thought it was black olives because it looked like black olives and beef. And I was like, all right, interesting. Okay, I'll try it. Like I like olives, so that wasn't a deterrent for me. So she
Mm.
was like, she took a bite and she's like, no. I was like, no. She's like, absolutely not. So then I took it because I was like, okay, well, I like olives. I'll eat it. They weren't olives, bitch. They were raisins. It was
Raisin, raisins
raisins, my dude. Raisins. I was like,
with meat
with
in an
meat
empanada.
in an empanada. It was like raisins.
What the
I
hell?
I I was like,
Now, if that
I
ain't some classic white people shit,
I didn't
what?
know. I was like, I'm gonna just eat this empanada bread. Like, Bianca was like, I'm not even eating the bread. It had raisins on it.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So all that to say, we got the wrong pizza. We got these raisin filled empanadas. So we go to the app and we're like, yo,
Right. Not my
run us our
order
money back,
at all.
right? Girl, guess how much they were funded. Just guess.
Probably $2. They like doing
On
me.
the money. $2, bitch. Two American for the wrong pizza and empanadas with raisins. Now I already told y'all it's expensive here. Like the food, it's weird. But it's weird to call it expensive because everything else isn't expensive. But the food is expensive here. So I'm like, this had to have been, I want to say maybe $40. 40 some dollars, I think, for pizza, empanadas, and cake. And they gave us $2 back for the wrong and the nasty. That ain't right. That ain't right. Ain't right, I tell you. Anyway, so that happened.
Toolshed in the chat, he said raisins.
Make it make sense, Toolshed. What? Who said that? Who put that together? I don't even know a dish that is beef and raisins.
He said if they added mayo with raisins, then they must have thought you were white. Did you have on your white voice?
It was dry. Like there was. It was wrong. It was wrong, is what it was. It was wrong. Yes. Yes, dude. My Cash App is $Kalanda. KAL. What? Oh, anyway.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But this is more, I guess, kind of I mean, it's my more like, if not church, why church shaped piece. And this kind of comes, not kind of, but does come from the TikTok world as well. So I don't know if you've heard this about the lady who's calling the churches for the baby formula.
What?
Is that what y'all decided? Now, Erica, what you missed was when we first got here, we had a $54 McDonald's order. That's when we almost left. we almost left. But no, it's just we've been here for 90 days, so it's time for our tourist visa is up, and so we're exploring to find our different spots. But food has been a very, very interesting and big concern for us about where we are and where we're gonna go.
So what's the TikTok now?
So this lady, because SNAP benefits, government, food scarcity, food insecurity, excuse me, is of concern. Side note to the side note. Have you seen?
Toolshed says raisins in the baby formula. Y'all are funny.
Yeah, that would at least make sense. I feel like I would have understood the raisins in the baby formula. Do you know that China and Africa have commercials about supporting Americans because we have no food?
Like the hungry, starving Africans?
There's literally
China and who else?
China. There's a video of this one may not be a commercial. The African one might not be a commercial. I think that one was just a video, and a lady is at dinner with her kids, and she's like, "You better eat all your food. There's children starving in America."
But oh my God, I love that so much. I love that.
A Chinese commercial that is an actual commercial where they're talking about, how many percentage of people live below the poverty line and are starving and they need our help, and that they can support poor Americans that are trying to eat. Why?
I love that.
I love it, right? That. So that's happening. Back to the church. So this lady, she said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call churches. So she's been calling churches and mosques and synagogues to see, and she has a sound of a baby crying in the background. And so they pick up the phone and she's like, "Hi, I was just wondering if you could help me. I have a 2-month-old and I ran out of formula." I think she says yesterday or something. So she's like, "So it's been, all night and all day and I don't have any formula. I was just wondering if you could help me with the formula." and counting and tabulating like what these churches are saying. Like, are they helping this mother in need? I want to say she had done 30 at one point, and I think 9 churches offered to help. 9.
Wow.
It's some of the churches, like some of them were like mosques. There's this one mosque in Kentucky. Ooh, I'm probably not getting the state right, but I want to say Kentucky, but I could very well be wrong about that. That when she asked, they immediately were just like, "What type do you use?" They didn't ask, "Are you
Nothing else.
Muslim? Are you a member?" Like nothing. Just what kind do you need? Someone else offered to like DoorDash it to her.
Wow.
Um, she called one church and it was like this grandpa on the phone. He was so sweet. He's like, "What flavor do you need?" Like just real southern sweet guy. Um, like people that were just like, "Yeah, absolutely, come on down. Like what time can you be here? We just have to go get it because they don't have it on hand, whatever." On the flip side, there were churches that were just like, "No, sorry, we don't have anything." And some of them gave, like, "Oh, did you try here as options to maybe get assistance?" But a vast majority of them didn't even offer that, like, didn't even give any
A list.
recourse, of like, "Here, you could try here," or, "We donate to this place," or "Here's a food pantry." Um, So it's just very interesting in this climate, in this administration, in this time to see, when people are really truly faced with not to say that there never was food insecurity. This was
Right.
happening already.
Right.
Like this is an
Right.
existing problem. It's just larger scale now where people see it. That these places that we are told to go to for security and help and charity, if you will, that are receiving benefits by being tax
And tax
free
break.
because they are charities are not being charitable. And so it's interesting. And even in like some of them, that was on TikTok, but then, eventually it like spills over other places. And one of the videos wound up, I think, on Instagram, and there was a guy in the comments, and he was like, "Oh, so let me guess, y'all are gonna use this as an excuse why you don't go to church because they didn't give her food." Not only was he a pastor in this comment,
He
and
was a pastor.
I'm
Go ahead.
like,
Continue.
yes, yes, we are. Yes, because people in that same comment thread were like, when I had trouble and wasn't able to pay my bills, when I went to my church, like if your issue is they don't even know who this person is, as if it should matter because Jesus didn't ask that. But anyway, do you go here? Like they knew you went here. You went to your church and they were having trouble with like their light bill or their rent or something. They pulled up her ledger of tithing and said, like, "You haven't tithed, so we aren't able to help you." What? What? Meanwhile, satanic temples giving,
Mm, mm,
motorcycle clubs giving,
mm, mm-hmm,
mosques giving,
mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
I literally have chills right now because it's so frustrating. It's heartbreaking, and the only good that comes out of it is, shining the light on it and making people realize again, we have to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
These systems that we've been told to believe in and to trust are not there for us. They're not there for our well-being. Like that's not how that was created and not what it was for. And that in order for any of us to really succeed and thrive in this life, is we do have to build community with each other. So you are starting to see, people creating their own food banks, like literally on their front yards and in their driveways of like, you're in the neighborhood, if you need something, come by, get what you need, and donating to keep those kind of movements going, identifying what the grassroots movements are. Same thing with Melissa in Jamaica, not giving your
The
money
hurricane.
to a hurricane, sorry, not giving your money to Red Cross, but like finding actual boots on the ground in that area, places to donate goods, money, whatever the case is, whatever you're able to donate, so that it
Mm-hmm.
goes directly to the people, because
Mm-hmm.
the amount that gets lost before it actually gets to benefit anyone is astounding.
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's
Yeah. You said, first off, I wanted to say that I follow, so I talk about when I went to Negril for my
mhm,
20-year high school reunion, and we went to a place called Zambali, and
mhm,
it was a farm to table experience. And it was the first time that I had like, could actually feel the energy in food.
mm,
And it's a part of my food story when
yeah.
and I'm glad I haven't edited. I haven't edited that episode yet to put out because it's going to come out during the break. I'm
Oh,
actually
okay.
going to intentionally put their information
Oh,
in
good.
because I recorded it before the hurricane happened, and then the other day I was on Instagram and saw that it was just completely destroyed. So they are raising money, of course, to rebuild. But to
Wow.
your point of finding people that you actually know that your funds are going towards the actual help and not
Mhm,
towards whatever the hell America is doing in redirecting funds and things like that, I think is really important. Um, so I'm glad you said that because I had forgot about that and I need to put that into that video. But also, it's so interesting. Like my relationship with religion and Christianity has just it's some I've been saying to myself lately is you can't unsee what you see and you can't unknow what you know. And so I really have a new appreciation for ignorance is bliss
mhm.
and how
Because it
people
truly
are
is.
able, it really is. Like it
Lets
is
you
you can
operate in the
just skip
system in a whole
around
nother way.
foot loose and
Brunch,
fancy free.
brunch all
You
day.
know?
It's Sunday fun day. Go to
Honey,
work on Monday.
and
You
do it
know,
all over
it's
again, you
fine.
know? And so I've been talking to people. So yesterday we had a healing circle
Hmm.
and we had there were 6 of us that were there. And over this time we've had maybe about 12 different women that have come through the circle in various combinations. And it just felt so good to be with it felt good to be able to curate this space, to be with women who are like, hey, I'm not finna keep doing this. One of the ladies announced that she had just left her job in education and she is now pursuing her business. She makes rugs. Do you watch
Oh,
rug videos on TikTok?
when they did, yes,
With the machine and then they carve it
yes,
out.
yep,
No, she
love it.
does that.
That is
She
amazing.
does that. And she
That's
pulled out two. She had a rainbow rug that with clouds on the end. And then she had
oh
another rug that was some anime character, but I don't watch anime like that. So I don't know who it was, but the artwork was just like, girl. So like just
wow.
being in the company and community of people like that is so incredibly important right now
Hmm.
and allowing us to know that we are not crazy. Because there was a comment earlier where Tusha said that Jesus this Jesus that y'all claim to be worshiping, Jesus was all about helping your fellow man, woman, person, non-binary person, what have you.
You
Okay.
know,
Jesus did not have a questionnaire at the door to say, let me check your ledgers. As a matter of fact, the reason that Jesus was flipping tables and things was because of
was
them tax
because the
collectors.
ledgers,
And
exactly.
because the Pharisees and the Sadducees were using religion as a way to be able to keep people from getting access. That's why Jesus set up on a hillside and fed people with how many loaves and
The
fish? I
loaves
don't
of
remember the
bread and the fish.
5 loaves,
Hmm.
two
Two
fish,
and
whatever the
five.
combination
Yep,
was.
something. Yep.
That's why Jesus had did
Did
that.
that. Yeah.
So it's so wild to me too. I said this before, like I have stopped identifying as a Christian.
Hmm.
I identify as a follower of the teachings of Jesus Christ, and I identify as someone who has a deep personal relationship with God outside of the constructs of religion, because religion is a tool for control and has been used as a tool to cause harm, period. Right? So I said all that to say this regime that is in office and in control right now are claiming to be doing these things in the name of Jesus.
Like, who's Jesus?
And that's why you got to be asking people when they
Not my
say
Lord.
that they talking about Jesus or talking about who you talking about, because I just did a video the other day and I was like, the Jesus that I was given as a child was blind haired, blue eyed, white Jesus. And that's the Jesus that I carried with me for a long time. This very judgmental Jesus, this very just
Angry,
not honoring people's
punishing.
humanity. Yeah, sitting in heaven
Mm-hmm.
ready to throw down lightning bolts, and all of that. And it wasn't until I got to know actual Jesus, Jesus of Nazareth, that Jesus that was born in a lowly manger and like brown Jesus, that's
Mm-hmm.
when I really opened my eyes to understanding how manipulative religion is. And I said all that to say churches are gangs and cults. And
Girl.
I dare you to prove me otherwise, because I've been in them.
And
I've left them. Okay. And I know what it's like when you are at a church and you've given your time, your energy, your money, even if it didn't, they had that. You had sent me the video with Marvin Winans, and the lady was in the line and he was asking for $2,000 and she had 1,200 or whatever, and he rebuking her. And
that's not enough.
then she gets on the news and defends the man. Well, no, I was out of order. That's not really what that was about. Hey, all of that is manipulation and cult-like behavior, and I'm so glad that I'm out of it, because it reminds me when that one of them last churches that I had left, and that pastor, and I told her I was going into entertainment. I said, God is calling me into entertainment. I don't know where that's gonna go or what that's gonna look like, but
Mm-hmm.
this is where I'm supposed to be going. And she said, well, God don't want you in the wilderness. Girl, who you talking to?
Like, wait a minute now.
I'm not finna be in no wilderness. I know the Lord, right? But
Mm.
the issue is that they want to be able to control you so that you're subservient, and you are giving the way that churches be taking advantage of people's time, energy, attention, and money
Girl.
angers me. Okay,
Girl.
to a level that I can't even conceptualize right now. So it's wild that in this time where we doing all this stuff in the name of Jesus and real people are in need, that all that money that you was collecting for this building fund that you supposed to be doing, go feed them people.
Right.
Go feed them
Because
people.
they are in your congregation. And that's the part that's even more upsetting, is that they're already a vulnerable population. And them being in the church
Correct.
looking for understanding, grace, salvation, community, like they're already seeking. And so they're coming from a vulnerable space. And these people, a lot of times, are exploiting that. Because in addition to that $1,200 example with Bishop Wines, there was I don't even know this guy's name. There was another dude, another pastor, who was like, God told me that if you sow a seed of $10,000, $10,000,
That was an
that
appropriate zoom in and out right there,
I'm telling you,
iPad. Go
bro,
ahead.
Zoom is doing the thing. Okay, I think that's how he got his name. There was some anyway. Um, it did great. Um, that if you sowed a seed of $10,000 within 90 seconds of them starting the collection,
Not
that
within 90
God
seconds.
that God will show his face to you and make you a multi millionaire. He got up in front of his church and said that. And I'm just
It's
like,
It's psychosis. It really is. And
absolutely.
I hate to I hate to have to say that, but it is very much psychosis. And I see John's comment. He said it was crazy when you took me to Paula White that Easter. Paula White used to be my pastor now
Mm-hmm.
for a few years. I used to be down there to that Without Walls,
Hey, John.
and very much followed. She was my pastor, and it is wild. Now, when that lady, the demon from from the Africa, girl, what?
What happened?
And that was one of the first times that I realized that churches were gangs, because I had joined the choir. And I'm in the choir, and they happy to see me every time I come, right? And then my schedule changed, and I wasn't
Mm.
able to go to choir rehearsal, but I was still going to church, and people act like they had never seen me a day in their life. Act like they had never ever seen me. I have been at churches where I'm like this, supposedly with the pastor, and then you wind up leaving, or something happens. They rebuke you and call you everything but a child of God. Churches are gangs
It's
and
wild.
cults.
I've told you, even with my experience with Jehovah's Witnesses, of like, okay, if I'm questioning or don't know if this is necessarily the path for me, that their answer is to just excommunicate you. And that, even just in that, it just doesn't make sense. If you truly believe, like you and I believe we have the answer. You gotta pack your shit, get your passport, and leave the United States expeditiously, right? We believe that. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna tell as many people as possible that some version of that, whatever that looks like. And if you can't pack up your shit and leave, okay, how do you stay there safely, right? Like, that's the message. If you go, oh girl, I don't know about that. Like, I don't just write you off. Now, I may not book 3 hours of time to have the same conversation with you over and over again, but I'm going to keep that communication vehicle open so that when you are ready, you do
Hmm.
still have a
Hmm.
way to get out. But when you're
Hmm.
excommunicating people and just being
Hmm.
like, I don't see you, I don't know you, I don't talk to you, but you
Hmm.
think you're sitting
Hmm.
on the one true way to eternal
Right.
salvation and eternal
Right.
life, and you think that
Right.
makes sense?
Right. John said, Paula White said all other religions were devils. And that's like that kind of that's what I used to believe. Like
Yeah,
I told you
that's
when your
why
mama
I
used to
don't
take me
have
down
that's
there to
girl,
Jehovah's
that's why I
Witness,
don't
girl.
have
I used
kids.
to
I'm like,
what?
because I'm like, you can't, if there's one true religion, there's
Uh-huh.
one true religion, right? Okay, I picked I picked Buddhism.
But
I
you
think
picked the
it's
wrong
great,
one.
but I
And
picked
now
the
your
wrong one.
kids
And
go
now
to
my
hell.
kids are going
Mm,
to hell because
mm,
they're older. Maybe they're older past whatever all
mm-hmm,
children go to heaven, but that's all
mm-hmm.
they know. So
Because
I've now
what's that cutoff?
perpetuated this. Correct. I've perpetuated this, and that's what they know, and that's what they do. And we all know your religion tends to follow your mother's choice.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot of responsibility. No, thank you. I don't want to get that wrong. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
On top
But
of
see,
making
that's
them a
what's so
person, but their
crazy.
eternal life too? Y'all got me fucked up.
Right. You were like, count me out. This is too
Thank you.
much.
It's hard enough for just me. I'm all right.
I know that's right. No, I totally get that. And it's so interesting. It's not until you are exposed to something different that you realize that maybe this isn't the truth. And I
Mm-hmm.
definitely think that's what many people are experiencing right now. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were talking about hope. They're like, I'm still hopeful that, we're able to, right the ship, type of thing. And I know we've had that conversation before. And what I said to them was, you're misdirecting your hope. You're misdirecting your hope.
Because
Because
they
if
ain't
you're
doing
having
shit.
hope in them, these people, you mean the people that just got the Supreme Court to stop from sending SNAP benefits so 16 million children can eat? You got hope in them. Like, what do you think would make them all of a sudden do the right thing? Like, what, like, I was talking to somebody else, and I was like, there's a lot that's going on as far as impending wars and things of that nature. And I'm just paying attention to the global landscape to figure out what's what and what's where and all that. And they were like, I don't think he's gonna do. What makes you think that they're
Why?
going to stop at a place that does not end in world domination? Like, are you
Right.
not watching the simulation that's happening outside the window? But
Seriously.
ignorance is bliss.
Absolutely.
Ignorance is bliss, right? So we welcome y'all into the place of understanding and knowing and finding a deep personal relationship with God for
For
yourself.
yourself.
That is how you are going to know the character of God and how God shows up in your life and how God talks to us and sends messages and all that kind of stuff. It is
That's
outside of the constructs of religion, and then it is
mhm.
up to you to build that relationship with God. Hey, God, I want to talk to you through ladybugs. I want to talk to you through sunflowers and rainbows. Like, you set that up with God, because God is all knowing, all powerful, all present, all everything. And so if that's who God is, then why we boxing God in? Why we doing
Right.
that? All right.
Right.
So a way to be able to start that journey is to go through Discover Your Destiny. So we'll pause here for a not shameless, but a very proud plug
There it
of
is.
what's
Amen.
happening in the Discover Your Destiny network, if you wills. Okay. Uh-oh, wait, I pressed the wrong button, y'all. There it is. What if the thing you've always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose? This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo-woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are 2 ways to enter this sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw, it's the fingerprint of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer. Because we got commercials over here, y'all, because we be
Hey.
doing things. You feel me? All
Hey.
right.
Not
So
travel
let
agent.
us not travel agents in any way, shape, or form at all. Okay. So we want to go ahead and get into our Asking Auntie so that we can get some information from the people and give some advice. Now, I see the one we had in here, and I was supposed to put another one in here,
Who
and
was
I
I?
totally forgot. But
No.
I do believe that I have it over here. Okay, just pulling it up, pulling it up at any point. There it is. Okay, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, this is the wrong container because it's supposed to
Oops.
be in so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese.
There
There it
it
is.
is.
Okay. Do you have one as well?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. I'm finding mine also.
All right, so I have mine up. So I'll go first and then we
Okay, go
can
for it.
do yours and then we'll get on out of here. A reminder, y'all, this is our last episode of the year. So we're gonna clear the queue, if you will, to get these Asking Aunties answered. If Asking Auntie, oh, let me tell you what it actually is. So Asking Auntie is our segment again where you can write into us with your situation, your concern, your thing that you need advice about. You're able to stay anonymous. So you just give us some demographic information and then you tell us your situation and then we give you our thoughts and opinions. So in order for you to do that, you can go to tinyurl.com facebook.com/ask an auntie, and you will be able to make your submission there. All right. All right. Okay, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this Ask an Auntie is titled, Ma'am, what is my life even doing? Dear aunties, so I'm in my early 30s, and I swear every day I wake up feeling like I'm supposed to be doing something important, but instead I'm just here, existing, vibing, panicking, all in the same hour. I've been thinking about making a pivot, but I genuinely don't know where. Do I go back to school? Do I chase a promotion? Do I pack up, move to a new city, and pretend I'm mysterious and intentional? I don't know. And the confusion is starting to itch. Part of me feels like I'm wasting time, but another part of me is tired of doing things just to say I'm doing something. I want purpose. I want direction. I want to wake up and actually feel like, yep, this is it. Not like I'm choosing between a panic degree, a panic promotion, or a panic sabbatical. Everybody around me seems to be unlocking their next level, and I'm over here staring at my life like it's a puzzle missing half the pieces. I'm scared of making the wrong choice, but I'm also scared of doing nothing and waking up at 42. You said that like 42 is old.
Wait now. Not the end, Jesus. Okay. We listen and we don't judge.
But I'm also scared of doing nothing and waking up at 42, realizing I accidentally became an expert in a career I never even liked. Aunties, help. How do I figure out what's actually for me and not just the thing that feels productive in the moment? Because I'm at the point where even my vision board is looking confused. Signed, a grown woman who low key needs adult supervision.
Did I write this letter? Is this an old letter that I wrote to you? I submitted that by accident. My bad. Ooh, and heard young sis. Absolutely.
So, mid 30s, early
Early
30s,
30s.
sorry, looking for what to do. Feeling like, again, to
Yeah.
your point earlier, that there's a shift that's happening right now. So clearly feeling the shift and trying to figure out where to shift, but not quite sure what that's looking like, sounding like. What you thinking?
Well, I mean,
And what y'all
there's
thinking? Feel free to chime in the
yes, chime
chat.
in the chat too. Um, Definitely resonated with a lot of the questions that you brought up, the feelings that you shared, have been there and am there again in certain spaces because it doesn't necessarily finish, like there's no
Mm,
finish line. Um, but one of the things too that I just to start that helped me was that whole uh your work is not your worth, having to be productive, doing the important work, that you are a human being.
mm,
Like, don't lose that. And I've heard people say, like, you're a human being, not a human doing. So, like, you
mm,
being is resistance. That is action. That takes a lot to just be
mhm,
here, and to participate. And even just the fact that you're questioning it is part of the work. And that is where the discovery is, so much of this is like us, I feel, because this has discover your destiny and how that came about, and its blueprint. It definitely speaks to how I came about with the Wildly Joyful Life journal, of just trying to understand where should I be spending my time. Like, I remember very vividly being in college 100,000 years ago, and my mom telling me, just get a nursing degree, just go
mm,
be a nurse. And I
mm.
was like, but I don't,
I
I
don't
don't want
want
to
to
be a
do
nurse.
that.
And it wasn't that I couldn't do it. Like, I didn't think I couldn't be a nurse. Like, but I knew I didn't want to do that. In order to do that, to your point, writer, that costs money, that costs time, And now you've gotten this degree that you can do this job, but you hate it.
But you don't even want to
Why?
do that.
Like, why? Don't do that. So I think you're answering a lot of your questions already in understanding, like, if any of these things are like panic choices or like I have to do this, put a time frame on that of like, okay, I have to do this for this long to get me to this point. But don't let that be your, I guess I'm just gonna settle for this, or I guess I have to do, I'm supposed to, I should stop shoulding on yourself. That's my number one thing. Like, there is no should and there is no wrong answer. And if you
Mm-hmm.
do something and 5 years from now you go, that's not my joy, stop,
Correct.
do something else. Like, there is nothing that says you have to be this one thing, because you are growing, you are learning, you are changing. And as a result, those things around you should do the same thing. Um, so I think taking that time with yourself, really identifying, what do I want it to look like? If time, money, those things were
Mm-hmm.
not a factor, what would that life look like for me? Get really clear about that. And don't be ashamed of like, I want to go sit on the beach and make blankets.
Do
Okay,
it.
cool. So what do I need to be able to do in the interim to make that work? Where do I need to live so that I
Mm-hmm.
can afford to live
Mm-hmm.
there if all I want to do is make blankets? You know what I mean? Like, make that real for you. We get told so often that the path is very linear and it's corporate and it's working for someone else and it's putting in all these hours and it's on a schedule. It doesn't have to look like that.
Right.
And the reason it doesn't feel good is because it's not supposed to look like that for you. Your path is supposed to be something else. And taking that time and asking yourself, because a lot of times we're so busy working and doing and being busy that we're not actually checking in with ourselves to be like, am I having fun? Am I enjoying this? Am I calling myself an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert because I need to recharge my social battery? But maybe it's just because you don't like doing those things. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't bring you energy. You need to go lay down because you didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to go outside anyway. So,
Right.
like, just being honest with you and then surrounding yourself with people that understand that and support that, or being comfortable not being surrounded by people. Like, that is
Mm-hmm.
also the answer, too.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so there's a lot of layers to what you asked. And I guess the biggest thing from my point of view is understanding that you don't have to be doing something to to I don't even want to say to be valuable, but like you don't have to be doing something. Period. Hard stop, end of story. And to take the time to really identify what those dreams and visions are, and then realize that they are attainable. Like, it just may not exist in the current vision and version of life
Right.
that you have
Right.
created.
Right.
So how do you
Right.
change your life to fit that dream? That's
Yeah.
where the magic is.
Yeah.
So those are mine. Those are my big ones. I'm sure there's a million
Yeah.
others that I'll throw in after, but go.
No, I amen all of that, and underscore all of that. I definitely felt like especially in our early 30s, it's a time where we're starting to look around and be like, I don't like our college
That's
friends are kind of
it.
like not really aligning. You've been in the workforce for about almost 8, 10 years now, and you're like, so
Hmm.
this what we do, huh? Like,
Till we
I
die.
don't.
Just 1 week vacations at a time, huh? Just holiday to holiday,
And
check to check. All right.
correct. And you're
Let me out of here.
realizing that it's not really working for your life and you would like to have something different. Recognize it was something you just said a moment ago about the life. It's possible to have the life that you want. It just may not exist in the life that you've built.
Hmm.
And if you talk to, we started this all out in the pre show of talking about like being 40 versus being 60 and like not giving a F versus being 60 and people really don't
People
give a
don't
fuck because
expect
you
you to
don't
give
give, they
one.
like don't nobody give none, right? So So in this time when you're 30, you're kind of starting to have those awakenings of asking yourself why you care about certain things, or like you're looking around like, don't nobody else have an issue with this? Like, what is, I'm not feeling fulfilled. And so
Mhm.
congratulations, first of all, on being here, because this is a pivotal time. The other thing, the reason why I mentioned like people in their 40s and 60s, a lot of times you'll hear people say they burnt their whole life down and built a whole new life. And that is what usually needs to happen, because the life that we have built often has become a prison. And it was a prison of somebody else's dreams and somebody else's hopes and what we thought we were supposed to be doing. And somebody told you were supposed to be doing, the church told you were supposed to be doing, school told you, your mama, your family, society, all of these things. And you get to a place where you're saying to yourself, I don't want to do none of this shit. Actually, I would actually like to sit on the beach and make blankets. Right. So that's a powerful place to be. And the courage is in one, naming it, but then now how are we going to design what that life looks like? And a big part of that is you understanding who you are and what brings you joy. And a big part of that is having that deep personal relationship with God. Like you have to understand how God views you and how God designed you and how you're supposed to exist and what your purpose is and the things that you're naturally predispositioned to do, so that this next move that you make is a move, an intentional move
In purpose.
towards your purpose of
Yep.
what you're actually supposed to be doing, the things that are going to make your life wildly joyful, the things that bring you joy at a soul level. So while it may feel panicky, it is also a very courageous decision and an opportunity for you to make a different choice that's actually going to honor what your spirit is feeling called to. So I definitely would like to invite you to get more information about Discover Your Destiny, to see if that is a path that you feel like, and a journey that you feel like you want to take. But you're asking yourself the right questions. So now, what are the answers? What are the
Yeah.
answers to those questions? What are the things that are going to bring you joy? What do you really want to be doing? That's where you got to start. And then you
Yep.
follow that path, and whatever skills that you've gained up until this time, that's a part too of what you're supposed to
Yep.
be doing. So how do
Exactly.
you then integrate that into what your actual purpose is, as opposed to what the purpose was that you were doing, whatever you was doing for whatever corporation that was milking you dry, honestly.
Completely.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So those are my thoughts.
Absolutely. Because I know you've had that conversation with me of just like, no, what do you want to do?
Correct.
Not what have you been doing.
Correct.
Like your list isn't relegated to just the things you know
Yeah.
you can do. It's
Yeah.
everything, which is scary but
Mm-hmm.
exciting because you get to
Mm-hmm.
discover that. And
Yeah.
there is joy in that. And being selfish in it. It is okay. It is preferred, recommended to be selfish. You're the only one that can do that. And it's
Yeah.
great. I'm sure you're an awesome person who considers everybody else, but they're not living this life. And they've said we get about 80 good summers.
Mm-hmm.
So you do the math on how many summers you have left and decide if this is how you want to spend them. And that
Yeah.
helps to start cutting stuff down off that list real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So we have another asking auntie. And also y'all
Yes,
feel free to chime in the comments as you're watching, if you also have some others.
absolutely. All right. Was supposed to be forever. Ooh, overshot my mark. All right. Okay. Was supposed to be forever. One of the deepest heartbreaks I'm processing right now isn't a breakup or friendship ending. It's the quiet loss of my connection with my goddaughter. When I moved away and eventually ended my relationship with my ex-partner, the dynamics around me shifted in ways I never expected. The mother of my goddaughter, someone who originally expressed concern about my ex and didn't view her as a real friend, has become much closer to her since the breakup. They go out together, talk frequently, and it feels like the loyalty and alignment that once existed with me has shifted to my ex. What hurts most is the communication became one sided. If I don't reach out, I don't hear from her. The energy has changed. I just feel it in my intuition. I miss my goddaughter deeply. There's a grief in knowing I no longer have the same presence in her life, especially after loving her like my own. This has stirred up something even heavier inside me. I can't biologically have a child myself. So losing the emotional closeness of my goddaughter feels like losing the one child I could ever truly feel connected to in that way. And while at this stage in my life I don't desire pregnancy, especially with the current climate around women's rights and medical autonomy, the reality still hurts. I'm grieving a role that meant everything to me. I'm trying to honor my intuition, which is telling me not to chase where I'm no longer welcomed with open arms, not to ignore changes that signal misalignment, not to abandon my own peace just to maintain access to people. I need advice on how do you mourn a child you didn't birth but love deeply? How do you release the guilt for stepping back when the connection became painful? How do you cope with the fear that your absence means you'll be forgotten? How do you accept that you may not get to fulfill the godparent role you promised you'd give your whole heart to? But the grief is real. It feels like a quiet, private kind of heartbreak.
So I can deeply relate to this as
Same.
someone who has been fired from being a
Oh.
godmother a few times. And not because I did anything wrong, but cuz. And my thing is always about the kids and everything. I always go back to anytime that children are involved of how we do not honor that they are human beings in this world who are also trying to make sense of the world.
Mm,
And in the absence of good information, they develop their own narratives about what has happened. Uh,
mm,
Um, and that can become a rabbit hole of overthinking that just goes wild because to the point of being forgotten or another narrative being created that actually wasn't the truth. It is really a scary feeling, and I can relate really deeply. So I don't necessarily have a like, I don't know, advice per se, because I also am kind of in this situation. But what I will share is what I do to maintain my sanity and how I process the different losses. One is that once being someone who was once a child who then got older and started asking questions about certain people that were around, or like I and had the ability to then look for people on my own. I do believe that when we have invested time and energy and love into a child, that they remember that and that they do go looking for that, looking for you when they get older. Like, I wonder what happened to whomever. So something that I do with intention is I'm intentional in documenting how I feel about what has happened, because in the event that they one day come looking, I want them to be able to know that I was thinking about them, that I love them, that it was not my choice to depart from their lives, and putting that on record. So that's one of the things that I do. The other thing is, and this has been the harder thing of accepting that that was my role. Like, my role was for that particular amount of time. And I did what I did to the best of my ability with all of the love and capacity that I had at the time. And that is where I was supposed to take my off ramp. So not throwing the whole thing away and just being like it never mattered. My job during those years was to give this, and I did that, and I did that with everything in me, and I got to honor that. And the last thing I'll say is, for myself, I've had to ask myself all the chances that I've had to mother, even if it wasn't for extended periods of time, even if it was that deposit. So, like, for instance, when I talk about Miss Dillon was my guidance counselor for 2 years. That's it. Right. But in that time, she made such a significant impact. She on my friend.
mm,
Right. So just because it was a short time doesn't mean that it didn't count, it didn't matter, or that it's not going to be remembered, right? And I have had people look, former students, everything, Miss Jackson, I need you to know, when we was in sixth grade science and you did this and you did that, that has stuck with me, right? That was my assignment for that period of time, even if it wasn't to continue going on with them. So that is what I say to you,
Yeah.
dear writer.
Yep. Okay. Same in a lot of ways, right? So I wasn't fired.
What you call it? What adjective you put it on it? Because
Never a godparent. I've never been like an official godparent. Um, which interestingly enough, in the relationship where I guess would be the closest akin to a godparent, the decision was made specifically to not be the godparent because the thought process was a lot of times the godparents disappear. You know, and in our experience, it had been like, oh, we all got nannies and parents and the nans and whatever that they were the parents' best friend at some point, and then they fell out, so then you lost them in your life, right? Um, and so the goal was to not do that, but that, you know, cool, this was just intentional choice, want to be, what have you. Um, it, that grief and that loss around that is very real. And, you know, you want to honor those feelings because you did love and care and do love and care for those kids in a way. There's no words. Like, I can't, y'all know I don't have kids, but like, I can't imagine, like, if this is how I feel for
mm-hmm.
children that aren't mine.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Like, what happens when they are yours, you know? But going through that loss of them not being there anymore is very hard, you know? And especially when you do truly care, because there are those reminders that are everywhere. Like, I do the things to protect yourself.
Mm.
I turned off the memories on my phone because those pictures every
Yeah.
day from all
Yeah.
the years,
Yeah.
they hurt.
Too much.
They do,
Yeah.
you know, so turn that off, protect yourself. Um, and I think Kim really nailed it with, you know, you have to give yourself the time and space to know that you did your best in the time that you were allowed and allotted to share with that person. And that in that you have built enough for them to take with them for the rest of their lives, whether they
Mm-hmm.
contact you or not. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ideally, they get to a point when they are able to make decisions on their own. And if they desire to reach out to you, that you would be there, you know, open and willing and able to explain or whatever, have conversations they want to have about your absence, or just pick up like it never left off. Like, let them lead that conversation, but leave yourself open to that possibility. I think it's very smart of you to identify that, you know, your job is not to force yourself into situations that you no longer feel welcome. If it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel good, forcing yourself to stay in that situation is not going to be good to anybody. Just like if it
Yeah.
was a marriage, you don't want people to stay for the sake of the kids. The kids know, the kids are aware, it doesn't feel comfortable. They'd rather be from a broken home than live in one. I will
Yep.
die on that hill. Um,
Same.
so I definitely say that. As far as releasing the guilt, you can't say don't have guilt, but I hope that you find grace for yourself in that and releasing that, because you do have to take care of yourself. And staying in those situations ultimately causes you to deliver this performance that isn't authentic and it isn't
Mm-hmm.
you. And so they're still not having that access to you because you're now performing in order to even be in their presence. Um, Coping with the fear that you'll be forgotten, I just think you've done what you were supposed to do. And I don't think that that's something, not even knowing, I don't think that that's something that you have to worry about. Those memories are there, even in the smallest things. Like
Mhm.
it could be something that you bought them, it could be something that you made with them that they've decided to keep with them. And over time, who knows? They may forget
Mhm.
why and how they have it, but they know
Mhm.
that it's
Mhm.
important to them and that they've kept it and they will continue to keep it. I think that's important. And then, um, how do you accept that you may not get to fulfill the godparent role you promise you give your whole heart to? Um, I mean, no one's saying that it's over. Again, to the point of if the child reaches out to you later, then you be that godparent at that time. I mean, the ideal role, technically, of a godparent is in the death of a parent that you
Mhm.
help to rear them up in the religion construct, whatever, that their parents would have wanted them to be reared in. So it's, we've taken it to be like, oh, you're taking them to Chuck E. Cheese and buying their school
Mhm.
supplies and doing all
And
the
being a
things in the,
babysitter.
being a babysitter and showing up in the day to day at the volleyball game. Like, but in real life, it's supposed to be after, and it's supposed to be setting them up for the after. So that doesn't really signify an end, but it is real, and it is a real grief that you do have to go through, and you do have to mourn, and it doesn't it doesn't necessarily get easier, when you allow yourself to think about it. But a lot of times you're going to build the life that you want to live and build the life that you want to lead and be there for the people that allow you and welcome you into their spaces, and you give them that love that you have. And that's all you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. So give yourself grace and space to feel when those feelings arise. They are legitimate feelings and you have a right, to feel how you are feeling. So allow yourself to go through that. It definitely is. It's a grief. And I also had to turn off my memories because it's wild. Like every time a memory pop up, you be like, damn, that's crazy, huh? So I just
Just
don't
gone.
just,
Just
huh.
and like I'll see stuff and I'm like, oh, like there would have been a time where I would have XYZ, got that, bought that, took them, whatever. And now it's like, I wonder if they even like that thing anymore. Do they
Mm-hmm.
even,
Mm-hmm.
is that still what they like to do? Like, it's such an odd space
Yeah.
to be in. And I hate that you're going through that. I'm so sorry that you're feeling that. And knowing what that feels like, for any of us to be aware of that feeling. Because there's no like support group,
Right. And
or
that's what I was literally just sitting here thinking to myself, like, we need a community to
right.
talk about this because there are communities like for people who have lost their children, but like for the people that have been a community for children that the kids are just ripped away, like there's no place to go
Nothing.
to be like, this is fucked up. Like, I remember I had to change paperwork because
Mm,
I had them down like as beneficiaries and like all of this kind of stuff. And, when
yeah.
they're not of age. So I don't
Right.
want to intrude in any way because I'm
Right.
not
Right.
welcome. So now,
Correct.
but like to actually go through that process and be like, damn, oh, okay, wow, this is
Like it's
really real.
official. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. So allow yourself to feel that and honor that. And I would even you mentioned like if the child might have something that means something. If there is some type of token or something or some type of ritual that you want to create to honor, that relationship, that might be something that helps. But allow yourself to do what feels right for you
Exactly.
because it is a legitimate loss and it is a legitimate grief and feelings that you're feeling. So do seek community of people who get it, and are where you don't have to explain or justify,
Yeah.
it wasn't my kid, but like I just
Wasn't
want to
my
know,
kid,
like
but
just
it's just
being
yes,
able to,
understood,
yeah,
heard,
got
seen,
it.
understood, got
Yes.
it. You want a
felt all
hug
of that.
first or no?
Right. Or do you just like, how can I support you? Because I get
Right.
it. Look for those spaces because there are people that do get it and will be able to hold space for you. So thank you
Thank you for
for
your
your
letter.
letter. And to both of our Asking Aunties submissions, feel free to write back in if you have any
Update.
updates or you want to give additional insight or what have you. And if you're somebody who, again, is listening to this, you also want to offer some advice, feel free to do that in the comments, or you can write your own letter, again, by going to tinyurl.com/ask an auntie, and we will give you our thoughts and our advice. But that will happen in the new year because, again, this is
Amen.
our last episode for 2025.
Yes.
All
So you
right.
have some
So
time.
as
You have
we
some time.
Okay, so as we get ready to close out, what lingering thought, if you will, do you want to leave with the people as they're thinking about how to close out 2025, open up 2026, and just the shifting and the things, the pivots and things that are going on right now? What would be your last thought that you would leave with folks?
My last thought is that everything that you um enjoy, admire, they all came from, I got this from Canva, which is exciting. Their release, which was fun. But that it all came from imagination or it came
Mm,
from dream. And giving yourself that time and being intentional to say, I'm going to carve out this time to dream
mhm,
and really picture and craft my life. I'm not good at vision boards. That's not my ministry. That's why I made a journal, which technically I'm not good at journals either. But that was kind of, but it made me sit down and write down what I wanted to see, what that would look like when I really only focused on myself.
mhm,
And then from there, I was able to create a path that would concretely get me to
mhm,
that vision,
mhm,
to that dream, to that imagination. So I would say through the end of this year, give yourself time, be intentional, ask, what do I want next year to look like? What do I want? Where do I want to see myself December of 2026? Write that down. And then write down small things that can be done each month to get you
mhm,
closer to that dream. And include and be intentional about rest. That is necessary. That is when you reset. That is when your brain is allowed to breathe and know that it's not panicking, to say, okay, I can access these dreams because I don't feel like I'm drowning. I can see that there is a future here. How do I get there?
yeah.
I think those would be my hopes for you all and my dreams for you all through the end of this year and starting next year.
Yeah, I want to underscore that by saying sit your ass down. That's what I
Go
want to
sit down
leave with you.
somewhere.
Okay.
Go
Go
sit
sit
down
down
somewhere.
and go rest your nerves
Rest.
because especially as things are starting to wind down during these holiday seasons and things are shifting into this new energy and what have you, take some time to sit down and actually check in with yourself. You've been operating exhausted. You've been running from pillar to post and robbing Peter to pay Paul and all the things, all
She done
the
gave them
things.
all the
A
sayings.
child got pots that you ain't pissed in. Come on now, it's too much, okay? So sit down and ask yourself what is actually important to me. What is actually important to me and what do I need? Do a body scan and figure out what your body is feeling like. Where are you feeling pain? Attend to that, right? Sit your ass down and check in with yourself. That is what I want to leave y'all with for the ending of this season and the beginning of the next. Okay. So
Amen.
tell the
Hallelujah.
people where they can find you, ma'am.
Well, I am the CEO of Visionary Executive Network, and you can find me at visionarynetwork.com. You can find me on Instagram at Visionary Executive Network. You can find me on TikTok as Content Kalonda with a K, Kontent. TENTKALONDA. Yeah, you can find me at the house, and you can find me on Cash App at $KALONDA.
Amen. And y'all can come holler at me, KimberlyJackson.com. I would also like to send out a special invitation for you all to come and join the archive. So the archive is the Patreon, and that is where we are building out a space where everyone is a keeper. You are in charge of the things that you want to keep. So whether that's jokes or recipes or music or shaking your ass, whatever it is, right? You come into the archive as a keeper, and those are the things that you get to elevate. So we have multiple collections up in there in chats. We have one specifically dedicated to So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese, as well as the Change Corridor and the Sunflower Path and Discover Your Destiny. Like there are collections up in here. So
Get
y'all
in
come
there.
on down to the archive and see what's going on. It is $5 a month, and for some that may feel like nothing, and for others that may feel like everything. But what we want you to know is that that $5 gets you in the door so that you are able to start building community, finding the line, if you will, connecting to others who also have the same type of energy and spirit, who want to see us win and who want to see us have peace and joy within our lives. So if you go to patreon.com/minding my black ass business, then you will be able to join us in the archive, and we'll be happy to have you there. All right. So we will be back, y'all, on January 18th. January 18th. That is the day before Martin Luther King Day. So we'll be back that Sunday, January 18th. In the meantime, while we are away, your assignment is to go back and watch the previous episodes, to like those videos, to leave comments, to ask us questions, to interact with us. That is your assignment while we are away. And there again are multiple places here in the Mind of My Black Ass Business universe that you can go and venture down and find out different things. All right. So we invite y'all to connect with us that way. Again, if you're looking for Right Now Connection, that's going to be over in the Patreon. So please do come over and hang out with us there. Anything else you want to say, cousin, before we roll out?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, y'all. So we'll see y'all in 2026, and we'll have updates. We'll be in new places and all of that. So we'll be able to tell y'all what's been going on. Until then, we'll
Amen.
see y'all in the spots and the places. Bye.